and welcome to a bonus episode of Cruising with Kayfabe. You've got Ladies Night. We have Jen, Teryn, and Amy with us. Really excited to talk some cruise tips.
Yay!
So first of all, what is the favorite drink of the boat? I forgot that one.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is the frozen pina coladas. I don't care what I'm doing. I can have one of those in my hand.
I was just talking about this the other day too. It was the one that had there was one that they had Red Bull in it. They haven't had Red Bull on at the cruise in a while with the mixed with a drink. I forgot which one it was, but that's what the go-to was in the morning. I think it was the second cruise. I forgot what was it. It was like Red Bull vodka, something else. I actually submitted a drink for the contest that I was hoping was going to be winning it, but didn't. It was it was called Wardlow's Powerbomb. Powerbomb Symphony. It was going to be with Red Bull and a whole bunch of other crap that was going to knock you on your ass, but didn't work.
That would be
Did
perfect.
not win. Yeah. So I guess I'll just have to have coffee in the morning to wake my ass up.
I'm getting the Starbucks package.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Teryn?
Mine? Oh, I stick to the old Bahama Mama every time. I love the pina colada, but I'm not a fan of paper straws, and I don't like eating little flakes of paper with my drink, so I just stay away from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a Bahama Mama for sure every year. Never. Sorry, the Y2 Jawbreaker. Should have named it the way he did, but it's just a straight up Bahama Mama.
So I guess that's a good tip to have is bring a reusable straw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new thing for that.
I got 4 packs I'm bringing this year. I learned my lesson for sure.
Yeah, I ate a lot of paper last year because I was double fisting those. It was great. Jazz actually stole one from me, so she's like, "Oh, what are you drinking?" I was like, "Pina colada." She's like, "Oh," and she just like took it. It was great. Amy, what's your drink of choice?
Oh, it's always bubbly.
Bubbly, a little bit of bubbly.
Always.
You're fancy. It's because she's from the UK.
You know.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know Talon has to pay 50% of their drink package?
So we really should be getting them free drinks. Like when you see them, offer them a drink.
Definitely.
Except for cheeseburger. Don't give him nothing.
And I guess you should also try to think about what cruisers are sober. So a lot of them, I tried to offer Sunny Kiss a drink last year, and I did not know that Sunny is not drinking alcohol at the time. I felt like
Sunny doesn't drink, like ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She, when I was in Jersey last year, I got her to come over, and she doesn't drink. Meanwhile, I'm just blasted, but she doesn't drink at all. Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Wow.
Especially hanging out with Joey, you would think. Joey's crazy.
He's something else.
And then some.
Do you guys have any other tips as far as like the drinks go? Drink packages?
You've got 2 hands.
Yes, 2 hands. That's right.
Well, I know like there's lots of first timers and they always are like wondering if it's even worth it. If you calculate it, you need 8 drinks a day for 4 days and it pays for itself. Then you've got people like me who challenge myself, and I figured out if I'm awake for 15 hours on the first day, I can drink 3 liquor packages because it's 4 drinks per hour for 15 hours. So it's all about math and, holding your liquor. But
that's some standard math right there.
I was listening to your podcast the other day, the TDS, and you didn't drink any water. Like, you got to be shitting me.
I don't drink water unless it's the ice melting in my drink, but it doesn't really last that long for it to even melt. So I don't know how I survive. I really don't, but I do for 3 years, going on 4 now. So, drink it up,
It's because you stay out of the hot tub, huh?
Drink it up, man.
Drink it up, man. Awesome.
Are you guys hot tubbers or do you completely nix it?
We try. We never do it. You can never get in there.
Yeah, I bring a bathing suit every year, and then I realized I never wear it. Why do I buy one? The hot tub, I don't know if you guys have other ideas of the hot tub. Mine are not nice.
I think if anybody wants to try the hot tub, they should do it the first day as soon as you get on the boat and secure your little spot before it turns into sweat soup.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't bother with like, I mean, I'm in Florida, so it's sunshine all the time and I hate the heat and the sun. Don't know why I live here. So I just kind of treat it like the cruise, the wrestling cruise, not like I know some people are excited for like laying out in the sun on the top deck and stuff like that, but I don't. So
that doesn't happen on this cruise. It doesn't happen.
There's always something going on. There's no time for that.
I feel like
just be ready not to sleep.
Yeah, like if you go by their schedules, then you're not going to get sleep. You'll be lucky. How much sleep have you gotten in total, Teryn? That was also on the show, and I was amazed. I got 3 hours of sleep in total on cruise number 3. Before I got off the boat, I had Amy's face.
Which I should have been on the ball and sent you the before getting on the cruise and then the morning getting off the boat. You can tell I was haggard and I seen some stuff, man. But you know what? I had the best time. I have the best time every time. I don't care if I'm tired and my travel sucks, but whatever. 15
seeing like shadow people.
No, I don't see those. My logic is like you get off the boat and if you have an extra day in Fort Lauderdale or Miami, you just keep drinking and then you catch your flight and keep drinking all the way home. And you go back to work and just wait for the next cruise. That's kind of pretty much how I live my life.
Makes sense.
I can respect that one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Somebody's got to do it. I mean, drunk-eyed Canadians for nothing. I live this every day of my life. So
I just ordered Danny and I those shirts.
Oh,
yeah.
So I can get away the first day. Yeah.
What deck are you guys on? Because if it's
8.
11, I was gonna say the red works.
Go blue.
I'm on 8 as well.
Oh,
what deck are you, Amy?
11.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting.
Well,
I wonder if there'll be any color war games, like stupid games to play on the ship or something, for color wars.
There should be something fun, like little paint something. I don't know.
Like a scavenger hunt.
Gets glitter. So what do we get?
I think it would be fun, but I think some people take it way too seriously. There's a tip for the games, you guys. Don't take it so serious, especially the 24/7 title.
Oh my God,
that's so serious.
So ridiculous.
Like
Amy, I feel like you have a story about that.
No, just from what I've seen.
I think we put on the Teryn and Dez show. I think we pulled up a clip where Dez won it. Essentially, he clotheslined Walter, and it was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then he went in for the pin, and then some other mook jumped on top of Dez, and the ref counted, and Dez essentially won. But the other guy's like, no, I pinned him first. It was me. And like, it was like a fight. And then Dez is in the background holding it up, taking a selfie. And he says, wow, I got my picture. Do whatever you want with this. You take this shit way too serious. Like, It's just, we watched somebody almost get their neck broken on cruise 2 on the outside the atrium on like the little patio boardwalk. I don't even know what it's called. The little track there. Some dude just like tombstoned a guy, and I was like, is that guy like okay? Like, it's not real, guys. It's a game. Calm it down.
Yeah, it was fun.
I also think like as girls, the guys will come after you. Like they'll run at you to get that thing.
Well, they will, and that's cruise 2. Everyone's like, Teryn, go in there and go beat up old Ken Berry, Ben Carey there. And I'm like, nah, man. And I was backed away. I was like, somebody will choke slam me or something, and I'm just not the person to be doing that shit to, because like I'll punch you right in your face. So don't.
I let a kid pin me because I wanted
mine.
He probably
because he pinned a girl to get it.
So it's probably me. What was that? That was the second cruise, right? I think they did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like as soon as we got on the ship, they started going after each other. So then I pinned somebody. I was like the first female to win it, and then I let a kid pin me because I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." They started chasing me for the belt. They were like,
Yes, I guarantee. That's so funny. That's probably how I remembered you so well, is because it was my first interaction with someone. That's so funny.
That's awesome.
Amy, have you won it?
No, because I don't want.
I didn't.
That's the thing. Like they're all just mental when it comes to that stupid belt. So I'm like, I'll just watch.
I'll shout out Donovan. He flies. If Donovan gets that, you guys are lucky to catch him.
Oh yeah.
We love Donovan over at
He's
TDS.
awesome. Yeah.
He hit us up.
He lives near us.
He sat me and Des down and said, I don't know if you guys swear on this, so I'll bleep out my swear. He sat us down and said, when the fuck are you going to book me on TDS? And you know what? That got him on the show. I was like, damn, this little
Nice.
bastard. You know, and his mom and dad were cool. And they like flipped us off. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, Donnie's cool.
Yeah, Josh saw them at GCW a few months ago, and we found out they live about a half hour from us.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Donnie's wild. I think him and his dad are back on the boat.
I think so. I think it's cool because I feel like we all got to grow up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch him as a little boy jumping in that pool with his phone and stuff. You know?
I did not know that.
The DEC flag that I bring, Donnie is the only signature on it. Yeah.
That's
and I was
awesome.
like, okay. I mean, sure, Donnie. What's up, man? Yeah.
He's so adorable. He's growing up. He's a teenager. I can't say that anymore.
He's kind of a little dick.
Our child is grown up.
Yeah. So
what else
as far as getting in the water and stuff like that, obviously take everything out of your pockets. Like you have a lanyard, you have a fanny pack, try to utilize that.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody rock the fanny pack here?
I tried, but I like the lanyard. I stuff everything in the lanyard. Whatever I could.
I carry way too much stuff. I have to have like the biggest fanny pack ever created. Got battery packs for my phone, couple packs of darts. Like one time I was even carrying Dez's pen around at one point. Like I just have everything in there. Tums, because we're all older. There's another tip. If you're over the age of 30, bring Tums because heartburn is real.
Heartburn's real.
And bring Benadryl. I suffered with hives almost every year. I had to stop drinking off the juice fountain at the breakfast place. So if you have allergies, be very, very vigilant about what you're eating and what you're drinking because not everything is labeled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah. I loved getting pictures with the Walking Dead people with hives all over my face. Looked great.
Oh, no.
And we were freshly engaged. So I was super happy and like,
Oh.
I was just red, covered with red.
Oh. Bless. Pedialyte's another thing if you're over 30.
That's good.
They have packets now too, right?
Packet.
Yes.
And I drink them before, like, as soon as I wake up, and then like I try and drink before I go to bed because you
That
are
makes sense.
literally drinking. So, you know, I know Teryn doesn't have water, but I end
Stick it in your alcohol.
I'm with dehydration. Answering that one.
Well, see, but like the wildest thing, I actually retained so much water in the Jericho Cruise experience thing. There's like a picture with me and Dez, Jeanette, Big Walter, a couple suit wearing fucks. If you look at my ankles, they're literally like 3 times the size that they are. And I was like, oh my God.
That was after each cruise. I would get back to my hotel in Miami and I'm like, what the hell happened?
Well, mine start before because I go down 3 or 5 days beforehand and I just start my party, right? I got to prepare the liver to give her. I retained so much water. It was brutal.
God.
So
Without drinking it. That's amazing.
Yeah, like I don't know. So I like kind of just like staying away from the salt this month and just kind of I'm really gonna try to change my ways a bit, but not with drinking.
That is the worst, like, thing, the bloat after drinking. I hate it. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
You definitely feel it. Definitely.
I started working out early. That way, when I come back from the cruise, it's going to be okay. I know I'm going to gain more weight back on the boat, but I've lost like a lot of weight at my job. So I'm trying to maintain this because I've worked way too hard. I work out almost 8 hours a day just at my job.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I pick things up and put them down. So where do you guys all travel from? Like, what states are you guys traveling in from? Flying, driving?
Flying in from New York, from Newark.
I travel all the way from an undisclosed location in northern Alberta. So it actually takes me anywhere from 3 to 5 flights to even get down there.
What?
Oh my God.
So I take a really small plane from the city I live in down to Edmonton or Calgary. Then I have to fly to Toronto or Atlanta. And usually I can get lucky and just take a straight from Toronto or Atlanta. But the odd time there is a weird little layover. So yeah, it takes me a full day of travel just to get out there.
That's exhausting in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I mean, and then it's also the weather plays into facts. Like, it's just like one time I was hung up in Montreal with Dez for 18 hours before cruise 2. So, I just go early. I just don't play those games anymore. Almost missed that second cruise. So, no, I go way too early now.
You
guys have to deal with the snow.
We do.
Yeah. The last time, like, a big snowstorm, like, all up north, and, like, it affected everybody's travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time too, cruise 2, and then last year it affected a bunch of people, but
Yeah,
I was lucky, and I got in for 4 days early, so I was already through like that. It didn't affect me. I was like, nope, already here. I'm good.
Yeah,
vodka, White Claws, let's go. Good.
So Amy, you drive every year?
Yeah.
Do you park at the port?
Yes. Yeah. So
is that expensive?
Why? Debating, like, whether it's traffic wise and all of that, but we're I think technically it takes about 3.5 hours to get to Miami, but traffic, and also this time I need to stop at Primark on the way down. So I don't know what Primark is, but it's like this amazing shop back home that literally whenever I go back home to the UK, my first thing is I have to go to Primark. Take empty suitcases and I fill them up with Primark stuff. Well, there's one down in Miami, just outside of Miami. So I was like, yeah, we're stopping there on the way down. So, but yeah, we park at the port, and it was really easy actually.
Yeah, we aren't sure if we're gonna park there or just like shuttle from the hotel because we're driving from North Carolina down. He thinks it's like 12 hours. I think it'll be longer, but
no, it's only 12. Dude, it's totally only 12. I did that drive last year with my buddy Meg.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I was supposed to do it this year, but I mean, flight prices were absolutely ridiculous for me. So, but it is like 12 hours. So bring a pillow and a blanket. You need some sleep.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because it takes us to get to up to Tennessee like 12 hours with stops, so it's only like 3 hours past us.
We're going to Hogan's Beach Shop for Cam because we haven't been to the big one and Cam's never been to one.
Yeah.
And he loves Hulk Hogan.
Oh.
And then we're trying to do a Buc-ee's run. So if there's
Buc-ee's
any tips
awesome.
you guys have for me, like places we need to hit on the way down, we're going to do like a Young Bucks old school Sammy style vlog on our way down.
Nice.
Since you have the little guy, this stop I don't think would be probably like the best, but in Savannah, we stopped and we hit like this old street where the Queen boat is. And like, we just hit that and went to Wet Willie's and got some
Wet Willie's
lushes.
Love it.
With no.
This sounds dirty. Is it like a Hooters for women?
No, it's just like a slushy. It's so weird. But if you have little
Wet Willie's, it really sounds like a Hooters for women.
We have one on Ocean Drive or Collins Drive or whichever. I think it's Ocean Drive. They have one right in South Beach too. I'm gonna hit that when I'm down there.
Ocean Drive. It's like Fat Tuesdays. Fat Tuesdays.
No.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, it's just like alcohol slushies.
Do they have one of those on Ocean Drive?
Fat Tuesdays.
Perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello. Sorry.
So
My
Jen,
little
what is
pot-
your must-have? Oh, we got a little special guest.
Oh,
Must have
She
a
loves
puppy.
podcasts.
Hi, puppy. What's puppy's name?
Her real name's Bella, but I call her Baby Bozo.
Oh,
Oh.
cute.
Yeah, she's wild. Go see your dad. Go on.
Go on, Kate.
Right.
What was the question?
Do you have any special tips or anything?
Um,
I always bring a blanket too, heads up. Blankets are comfort.
well, my flight's only about like 3 hours from New York, so it's really not bad. We fly out usually like 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. We spend the whole day in Miami just relaxing. And then at night, we try to go to bed early. And then the guys like to go out at night and get stupid. And then they're extremely hungover the next day. Don't do that. You want to be, get to the ship nice and early, check in. Check-in's really fast, except for last year,
I was just gonna
with
say, yeah, last year was a
yeah,
bust.
last year was a pain. We had to get swabbed and everything, all that fun stuff for all those new people that don't know what happened last year. We had to do the COVID test on the way. And then once we got there, we had to get swabbed again. It just took 4 hours to get on the ship. But once we got there and you had your first drink, it was awesome.
How
But yeah.
long were each of you guys held up down there?
Like maybe 3-4 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Because there was like a lot of like cruiser posts being like, oh, we've been down here for 9 hours or whatever. And I'm like, okay, why did you show up at like 5 in the morning then? That's on you. But like some of our, like my grouping, they were stuck there, I think 5. But I ended up getting lucky because I walked in with Cheese and he was talent, right? So they're like, hey, you come with us. And they kind of, it was still slow, but they kind of fast tracked him. But they're like, hey, you go. And I was like, I'm not with Cheeseburger. Shout out to Buddy who started that rumor that I was. I'm not actually with Cheeseburger. He's just my friend. But they made me go with him. And it was actually super quick. It was a little bit longer than I wanted, but I was like, could be worse. I could be in that other line. But yeah, so I was only in line for like maybe an hour, whereas everybody else, they were just stuck out there. It seemed really terrible. But I was like, I don't feel bad for you. Sorry.
I feel like it was their own fault. Like,
yeah,
I
they
hate
weren't
to be that
prepared.
person, but it was like we showed up for our 10 o'clock at 9 something, like 9:30ish, and we were able to. I wouldn't say it was easy, but we had to go through the security. We had to go wait under the staircase. Then we got our like COVID testing, and then we got our OKs, and then we went up onto the boat. And it wasn't easy by any means, but I feel like we had a way easier time than whoever was coming in at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was the first one to set sail with the new protocols. Was it
was.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the following week, I think it was KISS. So they kind of kinked out some of it, but yeah, ours was the first. I think that's why it was so terrible. I mean,
yeah,
it took so long. We were in the family penthouse suite, so we were supposed to actually have priority boarding and then do that lunch at the steakhouse. We didn't even get to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang. You got a suite? How are the rooms for you guys? Because I've only had like a couple different types of rooms. So how is like this?
So I roomed with a couple, and then of course Mama J and my partner in crime Meg. It was pretty good. Me and Meg slept in like the little kids' room with the bunk beds, which kind of sucked. The bed was terrible. That's also why I only slept for 3 hours. Like it was like moist and like felt like wet cardboard. Like it just wasn't for me. So I just opted to not sleep. Right. So other than that,
but
like
you slept alone, Teryn. You were by yourself in your bed.
That's true. That is true. I mean, I was in my bed up top. I took the top bunk and then Meg took the bottom bunk. But I mean, we didn't get to use the bathtub, which was the main selling feature for the family penthouse. Can't really talk about why, but yeah, I wasn't allowed to use a bathtub and that really pissed me off. So I'll tell you guys not on air.
So Amy, what kind of rooms have you had on the cruise? That way people kind of know what to expect.
So we've actually only been once. We went on the 2020 one. And then we were booked for the other one. And then they kept postponing it. And then we couldn't go because when you finally set sail in the October, it was the last week of October, and they didn't open the borders until the 1st of November. And so that meant my brother couldn't come, and I wouldn't go without him.
And you were relying on people to dog sit as well, right?
Mum and dad, yeah. So So I don't board my dogs. I fly my mum out from the UK.
That's what we're doing. We chose to do that. Our dog won't survive being in a kennel.
Well, we have 3, and there's a couple of different things you look at. Like the cost of putting the 3 of them in the kennels, it costs the same for me to buy my mum a ticket to come, and then there's 3 birds, 1 stone. The dogs are looked after. My mum gets a holiday, and I get to see her. So like it all works out. So they usually plan to like come out together, mum, dad, and my brother. And also our dog has seizures and fear aggression, so I don't want to board him. I want him with someone like I trust. I don't trust anyone except my mum with the dogs. So they were coming out, so we couldn't leave the dogs. But also I didn't feel right going without my brother because the pandemic really did take a toll on everybody. I'm sure you all suffered in your own way and everything. But for me being away from my family, like this was just, I didn't see them for like 2 years, something like that. And this was just the light at the end of the tunnel, the Jericho cruise, because we got off that one in 2020 and the 3 of us, my brother's my best friend. And it was me, my husband, and my brother. And we didn't know anybody else on the boat at that time. It was just the 3 of us. And we were just like, what did we just go on? Like, that was just insane. It was the best time of our lives. We immediately booked for the next one. And then everything happened. And so we were like, you know what? It's okay. This is the light at the end of the tunnel, the Jericho cruise. And once we're on that cruise, we're on the time of our life again. We'll forget all of this. And anyway, then we couldn't go. So because of that, and then we booked on the next one, which was then postponed for this time. We've only actually been on the one. But we did get one in the balcony suites between the 3 of us. So it was actually perfect because, if you think about it, you're not in the room that much, only to sleep unless you're Teryn who doesn't sleep. But, like, it's, you just knit back there and everything. So you don't really need that much space. So that was ideal for the 3 of us to be in. And there was, enough, like, space for us. I had 2 cases. Everybody was laughing at me because of the amount of luggage I took on for, like, a 4-day cruise. But I do not pack light. I never pack light. I'm terrible. But, no.
But you can change your outfit so many times.
Right? And the funny thing is, I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be the easiest thing to pack for, just wrestling shirts. Nope. 2 cases later, I'm like, oh my God, what have I brought? But yeah, that balcony suite is lovely. Like, if there's like 3 of it, it really just depends on what your budget is and everything. We like to pay a little bit more just for a little bit more space and extra comfort, but you don't need to if you're okay with that and you're all right with just like, women in a room with like 4 other people or whatever. So it just kind of depends on you and your budget and your comfort. But the balcony suites are lovely. I also like to like sit when I'm like up with my coffee and that on the balcony and just like watch the sea and just be like, just have like 5 minutes of peace before like the day starts. So
the chaos.
Yeah.
Jen, what rooms have you had?
So I've had I've always had the balcony rooms. This year we're actually going interior just to save a couple of dollars because I saw that the price went up for it a little bit for balcony. But I'm going to miss that because like Amy said, sitting outside in the morning, just getting that couple of minutes of peace before the chaos begins. And then at the end of the night, you carry your drink upstairs and you just kind of sit outside and listen to the ocean. It's just really nice. Yeah. Plus I would like sleeping with the with that door open to hear the ocean waves at night. It was just really nice, but we're interior this time. Yikes. But again,
you can come have our balcony.
Okay, I'll sleep on your balcony. It's all good.
Interior's not that bad. The first year, because I went by myself and I pay in Canadian dollars, not US, it actually was like almost $3,000 for me by myself that first year. So I opted for the cheapest absolute room I could get. It was just me. So I was like, whatever. So the interior is actually not that bad. I've moved up every year. This year, I guess you could say I went back down, but I did interior. Then I did a balcony. Then I did the family penthouse. Now I'm in like the mini the mini club balcony suite, or I don't know. I have a balcony. I don't know. So, but the interior is not that bad. It's nice, and if you're hungover, there's no windows, no nothing. It's just darkness.
Yeah.
Serenity.
Nice.
Bring if you're not going to use the coat hangers, bring like a zip tie or something, because Mongo and I did the Walking Dead cruise, and it was just the two of us. We had an interior suite, and we thought our neighbors were going at it for hours, like days. I'm like, dang, they're really getting it. Wow, this is like, we just got engaged. This should be us. Like, how are they still going? Do they stop? Every time we were in our room, we just heard like the ricketies, and I'm like, wow, it was our clothes hangers in the closet.
Hey, there was one in my interior. My roommates, I know for a fact they were going at it. I don't know if they were fighting and then going at it, but they were.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to name them by names on air because they're not, I don't think, together anymore. But they definitely were. They were always fist fighting on the cruise and stuff, like in public. It was wild. I'm like, and then I had to be the one right next door. I was like, why did I have to be put right here? Why is it smiling?
Oh man.
Okay, and then
I have a tip on the back of the coat hangers. There isn't a lot of space to hang things up. So if there is multiple of you in a room, buy the magnetic hangers. You can get them on Amazon. They're just like little magnets with a hook, and they stick to the walls. And then you've got
that's smart.
Yeah, that's smart.
also get battery packs.
Yeah.
Because there's only like
Sure.
one plug-in in your room, pretty much, maybe two, and you can't be charging your phone. So get little battery packs that you leave in your room overnight. Charges it up. It'll charge your phone all day. Like, you can get them on Amazon. They've got the plug-in built right in and all the multiple different cords, and you can use that in your fanny pack on the go. It works.
Yep.
Yeah,
we
can
have one of those.
DM us on all that too, because we have like a really good one. I think we got at Target. I use it at work sometimes if I'm forgetful, because overnights I'll be like, oh crap, I didn't charge my phone, so I'll just bring the charger with me and put it in my lunchbox.
I got one on Amazon. It has like a little paw print on the side of it. And honestly, it will charge my phone about 4 or 5 times. Like, it is really, it cost me about $20. Like, it wasn't much, but it's really, really powerful.
Yeah, they're like 2,800 or something like that. It's like lots. But I agree. You can charge other people's phones too. I think next year I'm going to start charging a fee if they're like, hey, can you carry my phone around and charge it for me? Okay, I guess. Like, so like, because it has like 4 different cords on it, I can charge multiple devices too. So like my fanny pack's just full of other people's stuff. Pay me for that now, I think.
At least it's $5.
Yeah.
Or coffee. Let them get you a coffee, break up your alcohol.
I only get 1 nitro brew a day, okay? And that's just like if I start fading in the middle of the day, I'm like, I better get some caffeine in me. But nothing a shot of Fireball won't fix up too, so.
Awesome.
I just sound like such
Awesome alcohol in it.
Yeah, I mean, right? I'm super annoyed because they have the ultimate, like the open bar package, but then there's another one that's like 30 more bucks, and that's where the Bailey's is.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Come on now. But so I guess I have to drink the Amarula, and I was like, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
Yeah, that ultimate package is super expensive.
It.
Yeah. The Amarula is not that bad. But it's not Bailey's.
Right.
So in Canada,
as expensive as the package is, you have to, like you said, 8 drinks to equal the package.
Yeah. 8 drinks a day for 4 days, and it pays it off.
Which makes sense.
I mean, if you're double fisting, that's only 4 trips to the bar.
That's it, yeah.
You've got 2 hands, guys, and water bottles. I forgot to mention that. Like water bottles.
Smart.
That is huge. Yeah. Bring one that it's insulated potentially, unless you don't want to hold it, you want a lightweight one. Like blender bottles at Marshall's are like $5 to $10.
Yeah.
Some people have Starbucks cups. I have blender bottles.
I mean, it works, right? So last year somebody brought me Queen of the DEC cup with my name on it and everything. I used it for one day, and I actually ended up forgetting it on the boat when we disembarked because Bill may or may not have been drunk from the night before.
I mean,
no.
you always
we
drunk over one so.
I always bring a cup. It just depends if I use it. This is one of the ones I'm bringing this year because everybody knows me. I'm just like Canadianed out the ass for sure. Find girl with the 2 pairs of Canadian sunglasses, Canadian shirt, Canadian fanny pack. Just find me. Easy. So yeah, bring drinking.
Unless
cups.
you're creepy, then don't find her. If you're trying for trouble, don't find Teryn. Leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah, don't stare at me from afar. So yeah, you got there's a tip. Don't be friendly to weirdos on the cruise. Like if they're acting strange, that's a red flag. Don't even say hello. Just kind of mosey on out your way. I learned the damn hard way. Yeah. They try to add you on Facebook or Instagram or any other sort of social media thing. Don't like they're just being weird. Just don't even entertain it because now you're gonna be like me, hiding in the casino, sending Vernon Black and old Desi Winnie the Pooh there after them saying leave her alone. Maybe just keep your red flag guards up, ladies.
Yes.
And try to find another female because I feel like as long as we all stick together, we're going to be better off.
Yeah, for sure.
And
especially
everybody's
if you're
very
traveling
nice.
by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if everybody does feel like, I don't want to say scared or like
uncomfortable,
come find one of us. Like, we will always, someone out, be like, evils. No, come find one of us.
Yeah.
Feel like you're on your own or you feel like a little bit out of it, come find one of us.
Yeah,
if you're drunk, I'll help take care of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll be drunk.
So do you guys have like a favorite memory that doesn't include like drinking and creepy hot tubs?
I have a whole list of them. I was actually trying to post every day on Twitter for a countdown, and for some reason, my Twitter got locked out for whatever reason, so I had to stop that countdown. But oh god, I'll start with last year's. I'll start with the Will Ospreay dance party that started and lasted till like 4:00 in the morning in the casino. Jeez. It only started like because they have the DJ in the casino late at night, and that's where all the superstars go out to hang, just to relax. They're very approachable. Just don't harass them or anything. And then in the back of the casino, you see Will Ospreay and Peter Avalon just dancing to the DJ music, whatever. So me and Melissa went over there and we just started dancing with them. Just no big deal, nothing crazy. And then people started hanging out afterwards. And then once it dissipated and everybody started going back to the room, I want to say it was about 2:30 in the morning. There was about maybe 12 of us left over, and we ended up on that buffet back deck, like the outside area, just hanging out with Ospreay until 4:00 in the morning. It was just amazing to feel that. It's one of those really exciting moments you remember from the cruise. Yeah. That was probably one of my favorite memories. And then, of course, when MJF was on the cruise, because he was just hilarious. I remember
I didn't get to interact with him, so I'm curious how he was.
Okay, so
my son was afraid of him.
He played heel like the entire time. He played heel like almost the entire time. So you go up to him, he's like, "Get the hell away from me!" Just stupid things. The last night of the cruise, that was when Rubik's Cube was playing, and everybody's upstairs by O'Sheehan's on that outside area, just kind of hanging and listening to the music, and like Moxley's up there and Tony Khan. There's a whole bunch of them hanging out upstairs, and MJF is with them. So the band started playing I Had the Time of My Life, the Dirty Dancing song. Awesome. So I'm singing along, everybody else is singing along, and then you see MJF walking past and he's singing along too. So I go up next to him and I start singing, I've had the time of my life next to him, and he looks at me, he does this like whole double take, like, oh shit, I'm acting like a, a regular person. And then he looks and he's like, you know what, I'm too tired to be a heel. And he just keeps walking. I was like, well, that was awesome.
Oh, I love it. That's super.
So he's not like a total douche.
I wish I met him when he was the Limitless champion, because I feel like Cam wouldn't be so afraid of him if we had just gotten our shit together and started going to indie wrestling sooner. Because we saw Daniel Garcia ahead of time, so we're excited. We didn't get to meet him, but we saw him as a champion at an indie show. So I think that will help Cam not be so afraid of them. he wasn't afraid of everybody, but the heels, he was 6, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's cute.
It was very, very funny. We kept trolling him after that.
As you should.
Yeah. You should see him with the Fiend. That's even better than MJF.
I'm not surprised he was scared. I was scared of MJF. Like, to me, I was terrified. I literally was shaking in the line. I was like, oh my God, if he tells me to F off, I'm going to cry. Like, I was terrified. So, yeah, 6-year-old, yeah, I can get that.
Mm-hmm.
Teryn, did you interact with him?
No.
Just like, no.
Nah,
No.
like, I might be like the weirdest person ever, but like MJF doesn't do like anything for me. I'm like, cool, bud. I can be a dick too for no reason. So like at the end of the day, I kind of almost wish I did, because if he would have said something rude, I probably would have been even ruder back. Like, I love just pissing people off for no reason. If you're going to be a dick, I'm like, well, all right, well, guess I'm going to have to one-up you on that. So I think it would have been funny. But no, I said, I ain't got no energy for this dude. He ain't doing nothing for me. So, I mean, I don't know.
Who is your favorite person to hang out with? Because you get a little bit of a different experience. So who is your favorite person to hang out with, even though you don't like get your pictures or anything like that?
I mean, I've hung out with like a lot of people, and I know Dez touched on this with the guys podcast about the final night on Cruise 3. We did go up to the Haven and party with everyone, and all the talent was there. If they were still up, they were there. I was actually dragged up there against my will. I didn't want to go. I like hanging out in the casino, smoking, drinking, just doing my dirtbaggy stuff. So I was actually dragged up there by one of Jericho's buddies that I know from Alberta. So he's like, no, we're going. So, I mean, I've hung out with everyone. I don't really have a specific person I like hanging out with. I enjoy seeing Chris every time if he's up there, because he's not being chased by fans. So I don't know. I guess like just my cruise family. Like, I don't really care about the talent. I'm literally there to see all my friends that I've made for the past 3 years, going on 4. So
it's like summer camp.
Yeah, like I just, we keep up on the internet, but we don't get to see each other.
Right.
So I guess just my friends.
Yeah.
I'll agree with
I feel like we need to point out, like, Jericho is working. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, he might get shit-faced, but he's, at the end of the day, working.
Well, so on Cruise 2, that was kind of the last cruise you really seen Chris go around. Like, he was out a little bit on the first one. The second one, he was out a little bit too. But that first one, Chris was out getting drunk every night.
Oh my, that was the best.
He was getting black eyes at concert because he was so pissed drunk on the stage. And that's awesome. He should be able to do that. But each year, the fan base has gotten more fanny, less people going to be like, yo, Chris Jericho cruise or the Kiss Cruisers cannonballing, where like, they're just people. So he was able to kind of go out and do his thing. And now it's all fans that if Chris is seen, he's followed. So he has security around him all the time now, which I don't blame him. I would do the same damn thing. But the first cruise, we walked in from the casino into like the cigar lounge, and Chris was there, and I was with Dave Spivak and Chris's cousin Chad, and he goes, holy fuck, you guys found Teryn. And Dez was with me, and that's where they kind of got introduced, and we walked up like the stairs over at Magnum's there, and Chris had a couple security with him for sure, but then people noticed Chris was there, and they started following him. So me being a smartass, I'm kind of a dick to Chris when I see him because I think it's funny. I turn around, walk backwards, throw my fingers up and go, ha ha, you're being babysat. And I'm like making fun of him for sure. That's where Dez came with the story and Dez. That's where the Teryn and Dez show was created because of that moment. They go, Teryn, get in here. We're all going to party. And I go, and Dez. And they're like, Teryn. I'm like, and Dez. And then, it closed and there was fans trying to get in there, which kind of blocked me from even if I wanted to go. The fans kind of swarmed in and I was like, yo, I'm good. And Dez. which then those fans, because Chris had said my name, followed me around.
Oh my God.
So that's why a lot of the time I tell some of my friends on there, I'm like, just don't say my name. Don't like kind of just pretend I'm a Mookie Marky fan, you know, like just don't say my name, because it brings people to follow me because, you know, they said my name.
I really do feel like you're almost like a cruise celebrity. Like you're one of the people that everyone kind of knows. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's really cool. You're associated with something so cool because you're part of a lot of people's memories. You might not remember it, but it is good. Like for the majority, I guess I don't see the negative side to a lot of these. I've seen a lot of unfortunate things happen to people. Well, I didn't see it, but I saw it on social media afterwards. I just feel like you're someone that you kind of hold your own. So to me, that's so respectful and I love it. Like, I wish that if I didn't have Manga with me being my security, I hope I could do that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it did stem from me going on the inaugural one by myself. Like I had no option other than to stand my ground and say, you know what? You don't like it? Don't look. Get away from me then. Like I don't stand for that. And I really have to kind of watch how I say this, but I know I don't look like an average female wrestling fan. None of you girls do. So we automatically get put into a different category. And I've dealt with that my whole wrestling fan life. Mm-hmm. That's not fair. We get in trouble when we say, oh, you Mookie Mark. We're like, you can't say that just because of the way I look, but they do the same thing to us females. That being said, Cruise 2, when I got punched in the mouth, I did it and I would do it again to stand up for the women who look different and get treated differently because of the way we look. Any day, right here, boys, come at me again. I don't care. Bust my lip open. Because at the end of the day, you were the ones that look like a dick because we do belong there. Just because we look different, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, I think it's huge that we have the heels community because we are able to kind of come together, and not all of us have the same experience within heels. We deal with mental health issues. We deal with health issues in general. We also have, you know, the collectors clearly. And then we have like, you know, the average fan that doesn't typically buy pro wrestling tees gear. They just love the talent. And I think that that's huge as well, because like the heels community is so diverse that I think that's kind of helping trickle with the women. I think that helps a lot of us kind of come together, and we're seeing more females at shows. We're seeing more coming, kind of like when Total Divas came out. Yeah. That's when I started watching wrestling again. I saw Paige. I saw Nikki Bella, Brie Bella. I felt represented again in wrestling. So I started watching again because I saw this cool badass goth chick kicking ass, and I was like, oh, you can be dark and be cool. Okay. But I feel like if it wasn't for those kind of women, we wouldn't, as fans, be willing to kind of put ourselves out there.
Well, yes and no. Like even before all that, I've always been a huge fan. I don't like, I have some of my stuff up. Obviously I got Billy Gunn with Daddy Acid because everyone knows I love him. But I don't collect stuff. I don't often be seen wearing wrestling shirts. Like I just kind of do my own thing. And then if I'm talking to someone, that automatically puts me in that specific category just because I'm chatting with them. And there's a lot of females that do that. And it's a very unspoken thing. And that's why I said, I'll do it again. Punch me. Come. Go ahead. That's what makes you feel like a man. Go ahead. We all watch it. Ask me any wrestling question you want. I could probably answer it. But just because I look different, obviously I'm a dimwit. Right on. I don't know. That really triggers me because it is unspoken about a lot. That the women have to deal with a lot of different shit. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And if anybody obviously like finds themselves dealing with a really awkward situation, find another female, because we're all here. We're all doing the same thing. I was grabbed by someone last year, not in a bad way. Like they pulled me aside and they were like, hey, this is my first cruise. I'm really nervous. I'm by myself. And I was like, yeah, let's hang out. I'm just hanging out with my husband. Like, let's hang out. I'm not doing anything. We were just in the atrium or something, walking around the boat. She didn't hang around for long, but I don't know what kind of situation she was in.
Right. So the first cruise, like, I've been a wrestling fan since I've been like 4 or 5 years old. So I'm 41. Long time, whatever. I was made fun of it for when I was a kid. Somebody thought I could fight. They jumped me in junior high school, all this other stuff, right? Because it's not easy being a female wrestling fan, especially when you're growing up. This is like, late 80s, early 90s. People had posters of New Kids on the Block on the wall. I had posters of Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart on my wall, So now the first cruise, I didn't know what to expect. So I wasn't wearing like a wrestling t-shirt. I was just wearing like regular t-shirt and shorts. And I get on the cruise and Corey Taylor's on the boat, and I'm a fan of Slipknot. I'm a fan of his. And I was very excited about it. And I see people walking around wearing wrestling t-shirts and band t-shirts. And I'm looking around and I'm hearing Psychosocial by Slipknot playing overhead. And it was like one of those places where I felt like I belong, one of those very few places. And I'm like, these are my people. And I always get emotional when I talk about this because it's like one of the very few places where you actually feel like you belong because it's, rock and roll, it's wrestling, it's comedy. And everybody, like the women are all wearing wrestling shirts. And I'm like, I'm surrounded by my people. And this is amazing. So for those newbies who don't know what to expect when they get on this ship, just expect like the best. Expect the best people. You'll make friends for life. It's just a great community.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I teared up when I first walked on the ship.
That's what happened to me.
The Walking Dead boat, I definitely felt like everyone I bumped into, they were a Walking Dead fan. I could talk with them. Mm-hmm. So when we booked the Jericho cruise, we didn't know what to expect. We knew we had wrestling. We tried to watch YouTube videos. So if you guys are wondering, like, go on YouTube, find all these things. Mm-hmm. There's awesome videos of the Stirrup Caves we've been looking at. You can see all these different experiences that people get. And again, everyone has a different experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, Will Hobbs played with my hair. I'm not sure how many else got that, but I'll take it.
I love him. I love Hobbs. He's amazing.
I love Hobbs.
But also at the same time, we have to remember, again, they're there not just as a vacation, but to work.
Right.
And I think that's so important. Like Brian Cage and Sonny Kiss getting, bugged in the buffet last year. If they're eating, just give them a head nod.
Mm-hmm.
If they're done with eating, their family, that's a different thing. Like if they're done eating and they're walking out, that's a little different. We got to talk to Darby that day. That obviously we've talked about a million times, but that's how we got to talk to Darby. Is he was done eating. Him and Priscilla were walking out, and Mongo went up to them and just asked for a picture very quietly, and we were able to get our picture that way and just have a quick little 5 minutes with them.
That's the way to do it. Just be cool about it. Like, don't, we're all on that boat. You're going to see everybody at some point. Like, just be nice and just be respectful and cool about it. Just don't embarrass yourself, basically. Mm-hmm. I think I just want to touch what you were talking about like heels and about women and everything. I just want to touch on that because I myself have actually started like going to pay-per-views and stuff without Marcel. Marcel's my husband. And like before that, I will not go anywhere on my own. Like over the years and moving away from home and everything, I developed a little bit of anxiety and stuff. And like, I just hate it. And especially with the way the world is like these days, you can't trust anyone. And like, I just would not go anywhere alone. And heels, especially for me, but the broader aspect of it is like women in general, like all of us, because I don't think Teryn, you're in heels. So like just women in general, like in wrestling, and just letting that be known more amongst the community so people do feel safer. Because now I've started like going to pay-per-views and everything on my own. I'll travel there, I'll meet my friends. I've met some of Jen's one of like my friends that I meet up with at pay-per-views and everything. But like I also have this little group of we call ourselves Heels Combat Club. I don't know why. Well, I do. Marcel came up with that. I don't even know why. But like they have become in the last year or so some of my very best friends, like even more than the people I've known in Florida for the last 14 years of living here. And it's just incredible how I would never have known these people without heels. Mm-hmm. So, and I feel so safe with them. And I just feel, more women need to know that if you see another like women fan in the wrestling community, like go and talk to them, go and befriend them, because you never know where that's going to lead to, and we're all looking out for each other and everything. Just a quick example, like one of the pay-per-views I was at, I'm not going to say which one, I'm not going to say anything because just in case. But one of the pay-per-views I was at was actually sat on my own. I went with everybody. We stayed together in hotels together and that, but I actually didn't get my ticket until the last minute. I was down on the floor. The other girls were all spread out and knew where everybody was. So I felt fine. But there was a guy next to me and I was already sat in my seat with a drink. And he started talking to me. It was harmless enough, you know, like we were just chatting and that. He's like, can I get you a drink? And I was like, no, I'm good. Anyway, he comes out with a drink anyway. I was drinking wine and he came out with one. And then I'm like, I'm not drinking that. Like, but how? I didn't want to be rude. There was no way I was drinking it. So I excused myself and I was like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. But on the way, I found Val. I don't know if you guys know Val, but Val, my friend, I saw her. And I was like, this guy just bought me this drink. And she's like, go to the bartender and tell him they'll switch it out. Well, I would never have thought of that. And I went to the bartender and I said, hey, this guy he took it right off. He switched it right out in front of me. And then that kept happening all night. But like, I would never have thought of that. Like, I would have sat there going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? But like, having this community around you, you just automatically feel safer and, you know, more confident and everything. So for anyone who is going on this cruise, because I think I have seen on the Facebook group that there's quite a few women who are saying, oh, I'm going on my own, I don't know if I should, and all of that. If you are, go and talk to all of us. Like, if you see us, come and talk to us. You know, let's make friends, let's be there for each other, and like really show the guys what for.
Yeah. Do you guys want to share your Instagrams or anything? That way they know where to reach you at?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit of the Amy, so a little bit underscore in between each word, but Amy.
And I can
Jenny
always
Shaps.
add these. What is it?
Jenny Shaps. JENNYSHAPS.
Mine's at Teryn Lee on everything. Easiest.
And you go with love. If you're going to Teryn, you're coming with love.
Yeah.
Or we'll come for you.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys see me on the cruise, if you're a newbie and you're like all scared and stuff, I just have like this bitch face aura on me. Like that's a thing. I'm not actually a big asshole. You can come find me and talk. Like if you're scared or you're bored and you see me, just be like, hey, I'm new. I'm not going to be like, get away from me. Like, unless you're like somebody I've said, stay away from me.
Yeah. I can have RBF as well, but I'm not a bitch. I'm nice.
Yeah, I think it's the Commonwealth thing in us. I think it's just our faces.
Yeah. I agree.
I try to leave the New York attitude at home. You know, when I go out there, I put on my business face, you know.
You're such a softie for New York, though. That's what
I know.
You're so sweet.
Thank you.
It's not normal from up north. No offense to like my northern people that I grew up with, but like moving down south, it's a whole different ballgame. Yeah. Although we do have a lot of New Yorkers here, but
for the most part, migrating down to you guys.
Yeah, everyone's been really nice and cordial, and they'll open doors for you. Like, it's a whole different experience.
I think the other thing I'll say as well is literally like be open to anything on that cruise, because people become different and everything. Like I don't even know what happened. I cannot sing for shit. That's the first thing. Secondly, I've never done karaoke in my life because the thought of it is mortifying, and I was quite shy growing up. I mean, I've come out of my shell a little bit more with like working in a theme park and everything, and like talking to people and that. But for the most part, I am a little bit quiet and still a little bit shy to do certain things. Oh my God. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a little bit too much of the bubbly, but I was on karaoke, and I don't know who. I was watching the video back, and I'm like, who do I think I am? It wasn't Who Do You Think You Are as I was singing. It was Wannabe. But I mean, I was like, who the hell is that? Like, I didn't even recognize myself. And it is all part of the cruise. Like, you just feel so good and so
It's
safe.
just awesome.
Like a different vibe and everything that you can just let go and be, I don't know, maybe your true self and whatever. So literally be open to everything. Don't be like, oh my God, what's karaoke? Because I've never done karaoke. You know, get up there and sing. I sang with Priscilla Kelly.
That's what I'm saying. Like I sang
love
with Scorpio Sky. Like that's awesome.
I pushed John Moxley out the way. I didn't even know because I was a little bit drunk. And my brother was like, when I got off, he's like, I feel ashamed. You literally pushed John Moxley. I went, move Mox in the way. They were like, I forget who it was now, but somebody was wanting to sing Spice Girls. And I was like, me! It was me! Me and Priscilla! I'm like, but Mox. But yeah. Like,
Poor Mox got pushed by two of us that cruise then. Because that's when they filmed Dynamite and he came out from the Spinnaker Lounge from the karaoke bar. He was coming out. I was actually going in to go pee. And I like shoved right into him. And I was like, oh shit, sorry, man. And I just like kept going where everyone's just like, what the hell did like just, and I'm like, see ya. And I just like kept on going.
maybe that's why people might be scared of us, Teryn, because we push Mox.
Sorry, Mr. 6'7" Mox. You know, move out of my way.
I mean, it is what it is, but at least we have fun.
Right? No, but it is just like be open to everything and just have the best time you can have. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying, Teryn, it was you were saying before that you're just more excited to like see people. I actually am this time around because the first time, obviously, I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been on the cruise before. It was the second cruise, but like we didn't go on the first one. So we were just blown away the whole time. Like every little thing that happened, we were just like, how is this happening right now? And like it was just insane. But this time round, I'm just more excited to see like all of you guys and then like all of my heels crew going, and then even like the guys, like, you know, Jamal was on there. Like I feel like I know half the boat this time round, and I just feel like it's going to be like a big school trip or something.
That's it.
So like, just that's exciting. That's what I'm looking forward to.
See, that's where I found like Cruise 2 was kind of like the peak, because there was such a gap between that first one where we were all brand new, we all had the same experiences, and then Cruise 2, that's when the international people were still able to come, right? So it was like me and Dez were like, yes, the Commonwealth Brethren back again. Like me, Dez, Dean Midgley, Pete Hurley, all of the UK guys,
I miss him.
the New Zealands, everybody were like, yes, Commonwealth back, baby. And then Cruise 3 rolls around and it's like, we got Teryn and Dez, man, for Canada. Yeah. You know, like, it was just, after so long, it was so cool just like meeting up and like picking up where we left off on Cruise 1, saying goodbye at Top Bar, saying like, yeah, catch you next time. Next time rolled around, that's where we all met. And we're like, yeah. And we just like pushed all the tables together. And it was literally like we were still on Cruise 1, just living the dream.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Cruise 4, we're all dwindling now. There's only a handful of OGs or people that were on the second, like Amy, but we're all dwindling. But it's still a big old cruise family.
That's it.
We started on the second one as well. We didn't get the first one. I don't know if you guys know our story, but we went on the Walking Dead cruise, and that was our first ever cruise experience. And we're in the room, and we see the Chris Jericho cruise up on the screen, and I'm like, we're on the wrong boat. We are on the wrong boat. That is our people. Like, I went through this really bad deep dive phase where, like, I don't know if it's like my ADD or something, but when I find a passion for something, I go deep, I go heavy. And that's what wrestling's become since 2017-ish. I haven't stopped watching. I haven't stopped loving it. I've found you're young, you watch it for the looks, you watch it for how attractive they are. And then you start to continue, and now it's their gear, it's their move sets. I might not know what stuff is, but when I see them do it, I respect that. The one-winged angel, I do know the name of that. That's amazing to see. Yeah, you've got all these little things like the Judas effect, hearing the story behind why he uses the Judas effect. And I kind of like getting that behind the scenes and I feel like as cruisers, we kind of get to be that. Like, we start trends. We're part of this. We aren't just fans anymore. When you're on that boat, I feel like you're almost helping to give someone who's smaller a push. The Ass Boys, they would not be where they are right now if it was not for the cruisers last year.
And it wasn't for that Mad Libs section. Remember the Mad Libs?
Yeah, like Danhausen, everyone shit on him when he first got there, and all of us cruisers are like, no. The indie wrestling fans and the cruisers were like, go fuck yourself. Danhausen is awesome, and you don't know him.
Well, look at this thing though. Who started singing Judas?
That was us.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that came from the boat. So like I get what you're saying. Like it's special.
Britt Baker's heel turn, we were all there for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened on the first cruise to do with anything like that, but obviously the second and third one, we set trends.
Yeah.
Well, the first cruise was when Cody said, we are now all elite. So that was kind of like the lead in to AEW, I think.
Oh,
when we first kind of figured out that name, yeah. Remember that last day of the cruise, I think it was? He's like, we're no longer, what was it, the Bullet Club, I think it was they were saying? It was something like that. We are now all elite.
During the, like, Bullet Club, Alpha, Jericho, whatever.
Yeah, I think we're doing that, yeah.
Can you think of a trend that was set on the first cruise, Teryn? Like how we all sing Judas and stuff like that?
No, I don't think there really was a trend, to be honest. Like it was just so unknown. Like the cruise itself became the trend, I think, after that one. Like I don't think anything big really happened other than it became a thing, and now everybody wants to do it. And some of us are elite OGs, I guess. I don't know.
What you mean on that, because I think with the second one, like I was saying before, every little thing was blowing our mind. We were just like so overwhelmed with everything that was going on. We're like, what is this? But like all of you been on the first one, you were all just like, whoa, so I think that's probably what you experienced the first time. You're just like, what is, but
I think with the first one, it was so different because I mean, Chris has talked about it on his podcast. Like, he didn't make money off that first cruise.
No,
they put so many cabins on super sale. And then the KISS cruisers that they actually stayed on the boat when we all disembarked because they set sail on that same boat for the KISS cruise. They got to stay on it.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people on that first cruise were KISS cannonballers because they got such a discounted rate. So that's kind of what I meant by like the fan base was so different on that very first one.
Yeah.
Versus year two, you've got your Dynamite taping. It's like major wrestling fans, which there's nothing wrong with it, but it set a whole different aura on that boat than that very first one.
I think, not to like sound rude about this, but if you are a female and your husband is really into wrestling and you are not, and you want to go on the cruise because you kind of want to like babysit your husband, I don't think you really have to worry about anything like that because the majority of it is men or they are married. And I think that a lot of this is let your husband, let your boyfriend enjoy that time. On the second cruise, I stayed in the cabin with Cam and we tried to nap in the afternoon, and then we would try to get him jacked up on some Mountain Dew like we're going to do this year. And then we would walk around, and then Mongo would go off and go do karaoke and go do stuff. Trust your spouse that they're going to come back into the room with you. If you aren't feeling it, go find something you do like on the boat. If you like drinking, go sit at the bar. That's okay. Let them get their experience in as well.
Honestly, we just had that conversation the other night because especially with like me going to the pay-per-views on my own and everything, Marcel he's not as into the wrestling anymore as like I am still. And he's a good sport. Like, if AEW are local or in Jacksonville or whatever, like he'll go and he enjoys it and everything. And he still likes wrestling. He's just not as into it as I am. He won't travel to go to pay-per-views and stuff like that. But the cruise, especially because like we've waited so long, because now it's going to be like, what, 3 years? It's going to be 3 years since we were on the last one. And just with everything that's happened, like, you know, no one's fault, but like with everything that's happened, it's just kind of took a bit of the buzz out of, you know, looking forward to it and everything. So I think he's kind of just a bit, I don't want to say deflated, but, you know, he's not looking forward to it as much as we were that first one we went on. But we were saying the other night, like, he was like, you know, I think I'm just going to go on this cruise and I'm going to actually treat it like a holiday. Like, I'm going to go down to the spa. I'm going to, like, have an extra nap. I'm going to, you know, sit at the bar kind of thing. And I was like, and that's fine. Like, you go do you do what you want to do. And, like, I would never have said that on the first one when we went on. Because on the first one, there was only the three of us. There's me, Marcel, and brother Rick, like, that knew each other. So I was like, no, we must all stay together at all times. Like, but this time I'm like, you know what? I don't even care if I'm on my own at one point, because I know I'm going to bump into somebody, one of you or one of the others, like, at some point. So, like, I think that is a fair point, you saying that. Like, let everybody kind of make their own version of the cruise for them. So, even
Jen,
like,
did you go off on your own?
I did. Yeah, a lot of the time. So, what was it? It was the second cruise. Was it the second one? I think it was when we had that open bar pack. No, it was the third one, right?
Yeah.
Which one was the bowling? It was
Yes.
the second one? Yeah, okay. So he was supposed to come with me to bowling, and he got a little too drunk. At the NWO podcast, we had this bottle of Chardonnay in the pocket because when you went to one of the specialty restaurants, they gave you a bottle of wine, like the first night if you went. I didn't realize that until they're like, oh, you keep this. I'm like, okay. So he's walking around with this bottle of Chardonnay in his cargo pants, and we're sitting at the we're sitting for the NWO podcast, and we're drinking from it like we're a bunch of hobos, just back and forth. So now he gets really trashed, go back to the room, we go lay down, and I'm like, no, this is Jericho Cruise, I'm not taking a nap. So he's like, well, I'm gonna lay down. So I go downstairs, I go to bowling, and I'm like hanging out with like Chavo Guerrero. I bump into Justin Roberts, I bump into like a whole bunch of people, I'm taking pictures with them. And then bowling, I ended up bowling with Chavo. And the next morning, we're going to the elevator, and I see Chavo, and Chavo turns around, he's like, hey, Jen. And looking, and Danny's like, wait, how does he know your name? I said, because if you came to bowling last night, you would have had this experience as well. He would have known your name. But yeah, so I've gone out on my own a couple of times, and I've had some awesome memories because of that, you know, because he gets a little too drunk, goes back to the room, goes to sleep. And I'm like, all right, bye. See you later.
too drunk though. I mean, the drunken stories are
Oh my God.
the worst.
I live for the drunk stories personally. Live for them.
I think they're the best content.
Oh yeah.
We all had our own night that, like, I was smashed the first night. Smashed. So I woke up drunk in the Bahamas. I was walking around the Bahamas like and then, like, my brother was like, have you checked your phone this morning? I'm like, no, why? He's like, you might want to check your videos. I'm like, why? Oh my God, I have never been so mortified in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Video of me talking to Frankie Kazarian, and I was doing this. So when we get drunk, we do Irish accents. It's all right because our family's Irish, but they're not very good. Well, Rick's is, mine's not. And I have to say the F word to be able to do an Irish accent, otherwise I can't get in character. So here's me in this video going to Frankie Kazarian. All right, rep your roots, Nate. Rep your fucking roots. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Poor Frankie Kazarian being such a good sport. He's like, well, the next night I was so mortified. I went up to her, I was like, I'm really sorry for being obnoxious. She's like, you were just having a good time. But my God, I'm not getting that drunk again.
I think the last cruise, I kind of found myself. Amy had talked about that earlier. Like, you don't know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
When we did our meet and greet with Jericho, Mongo looked at him and said, thank you. My wife is having the time of her life.
Aww.
And I feel like it was the first time I wasn't a mom. I was able to just like kind of go out and I was Emily. Like, who the fuck is this? I didn't know I had a person. I had never cosplayed. I did my paint up as Chris Statlander and I was like so proud of it, but I was so insecure. And then every single person was stopping me. I had double takes. And I'm like, okay, for one, she's wicked tall and I am 5'3". But I was getting people coming out of the elevator were looking at me thinking I was Chris for a second. And that made me feel so damn good. So thank you to those people. Like, I'm bringing Chris back again this year just because my favorite pictures of myself are me with Chris Statlander paint, because I was so freaking happy. And like, I felt like I found myself and I found my little niche.
Well, you killed it. You were awesome.
Thank you. This year, my goal is to get makeup certified. I want to go to indie shows. I want to paint people. Mongo got me an airbrush set for Christmas. My goal this year is just to simply like dive into makeup and love it and kind of do more with that. And my goal as a kid was to work with celebrities and do their hair. I don't like hair anymore. I like makeup. It's pretty, it's fun, it's glittery. And if I can go to an indie show and paint somebody's face, or like I do my son's, that would be the coolest thing to me. It's just a small goal. Even if it's like, I don't know, something fun, like just, I need to get makeup certified and I need to go and dive into this. But if it wasn't for talking to Rebel and having her tell me to follow your dreams, I wouldn't feel as confident. I don't know if you guys have any of that with the wrestlers, but Rebel and having Mongo tell Jericho, like, thank you. It kind of opened my eyes to being like, that is me. Like, this is who I am. I'm a little dark. I'm a little fun. And I love wrestling. And I'm going to dress up as people. I wore Bloody Britt Baker to a Dynamite on Halloween.
That's
like,
awesome.
I literally had fake blood all over myself. And I'm horrified that I did it looking back. But I was so adrenaline rushed from that cruise. It gave me the confidence to go 2 days later down to Dynamite and meet Sammy Guevara, get on the vlog, and I have blood dripping down my face. Like, who the fuck does that? Me.
That's awesome.
See, at least you guys have AEW that comes around. It has never been in my neighborhood, and no matter what, I have to go get on a flight or 3 to go watch it. So I that's why the cruise is so exciting for me personally. I don't get it in Northern Alberta. Like, there's nothing here. Maybe I could go to old Winterpeg, but I mean, nobody really wants to go to Winnipeg. So like that. So for me, I have to fly out to Philly to go to these shows, right? So that's why the cruise is like just like jacked up for me. I'm like, yes, 4 days. And I don't have to, spend a whole day traveling, do one show, fly back home immediately. So it's literally just like, let's do this. We got a week.
Because my brother was the same, like on the cruise in 2020, like we'd been to AEW shows and stuff. He had never seen one live. So like to see him stood there watching like what was going on and everything, I was just like, oh, like, so there's loads of people like that don't get to go to shows that often or whatever. So that is a valid point. Like it's like a million shows in one.
No, exactly. And I think that's like the super big highlight firework thing is, it's just like a one-shot deal for me. So like, I don't go to WWE in Alberta anymore. Like, that shit ended back in 2018. I was like, nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. So I always have to just like travel for AEW, which sucks. But I mean, I do it. I get to sing Judas on camera, and at least I know the words, right? So there's that.
How does no one know the words to that yet? The fuck?
I mean, you guys, when they did that little sing-along video clip of Judas that AEW actually aired, there is somebody's biggest fan, and I don't know if you noticed, but he didn't even know the words. Still doesn't to this day. Go back and watch it. You're going to have a good old laughy poo on that one.
I'm going to now.
I am definitely watching that tonight.
Who I'm talking about.
And if anyone watches Sea of Honor, Jen, you had the best seats for that.
I did, yeah. I did. That was awesome. Sea of Honor. I got to rewatch that before the cruise. Get myself all psyched again.
Okay, so speaking of the Sea of Honor, who do you guys think is going to win the old Jericho title? The continuance of that inaugural Sea of Honor tournament. Yeah. There's only 2 OGs in that one.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Flip.
That's me.
I'm going to go with Cheese, man.
Although I do love Cheese, though. I do love Cheese.
Like I bully Doug, aka Cheeseburger, all the time, but I think I'm gonna go with Doug on this one.
Okay.
I want to kind
gonna
of
be
keep
a
the
good match.
kayfabe with this. Do we know if this is like planned, or is this just going to be a shoot wrestling match? Do we know?
From what I know, it is planned.
Okay.
I don't know who's gonna win or anything. I'm just shooting for Doug. The only reason why is this is Cheese's third cruise. He's
Right.
been the one on since the Sea of Honor tournament the most. So it would make more sense to put it on Cheese, right? He's a reoccurring guy.
Right. So he's a real OG, right?
Yeah. So whereas Flip, this will only be a second.
That's so true. I hope Dante knows that this ring is a little different. I'm kind of worried about Top Flight coming out there because they are amazing. And the Lucha Brothers, like the Young Bucks did fine. I'm sure flying around the ring is fine.
Right.
But at the same time, like Joey Janela ate fucking shit coming out to the ring on the second one.
Yeah.
He was probably drunk.
It was wet too. The ring gets wet. People don't realize, like, that are watching at home, the ring, we get rained on. Like, there's splashing, like, maybe not splashing, but, like, we get rain. We get side effects to the sea. So one time, I was wondering if we were going to go down below and go to the other ring because it was like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, it did rain a lot on that second one.
It was freezing, too.
That's what I'm concerned about is the time of year. First one, we had wicked weather. Second one was pretty shitty. Third one, back in October, it was pretty good weather. Now we're back into the February thing.
Yeah, that second one was back.
That was brutal.
Remember the meet and greets, and the boat was just doing this.
Oh, yeah.
But in line going.
And you're seeing it. That's the scariest part is like you're in the back with the big windows and you can see the water is crazy.
Well, that was why MJF and Cody were down because they had motion sickness. What do you call it? Boat sickness. I don't even know. But they had the bands on and everything. And like they were like white. You could say Hangman hungover to F. Like his face was just. So that didn't help. Everyone was hungover, but then like with the swaying and everything, no. And then I remember SCU, the three, they just looked like they wanted to die. And kind of it was, but one of them disappeared. It might have been Kaz actually disappeared.
Yeah.
Down at first, and then he got up and he just disappeared, and they had to take the picture with the two of them because he was just done. So like, yeah, that was. I'm concerned about that as well. So.
I didn't even know that we were in a storm and that the boat was moving.
Oh God.
I came down to get in line for the Jericho photo. And me and Dez are like, why is everybody throwing up into bags? Jesus. And no word of a lie. People are like, you and Dez walked in there just in a straight line. You weren't wobbling. And I was like, holy. I mean, I guess it was a good thing I was so drunk because I was the one walking straight. But I had no idea until Dez put the video together, and it's a video of the pool on the pool deck, and the water's just splashing. I had no idea.
Maybe that's your then. If it's a rocky the ship, get drunk.
Yeah, just get blasted, man. It might have been 11 o'clock in the morning, but you know, I didn't get sick. And I was just like, okay, well, I guess here I am.
This is the other thing. No one has to drive home.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, you are responsible for your actions. To the person that was touching people in the hot tub, go fuck yourself. Completely unnecessary. You are responsible for your actions, but you don't need to drive. So drink what you can responsibly handle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people saying, oh, people that get drunk on the boat, that's what makes me not want to have fun. Well, then stay away from us. If we can handle our booze, carry on. Do your merry little way. And let us do our thing. If you can't handle it, don't drink, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Yep. You should definitely know your limits. And I think this year, people having to pay for the package, I think that will deter a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, right, I'm really excited about not having big, long lineups for free alcohol. So like that is like a super win for me.
Yeah, we did not get the alcohol package.
Wrestling in general, like if you go to a show, whether you drink or not, like it's loud, people are shouting things, people are having fun. So like, what do you expect from that fan base on a cruise? Like, of course people are going to be loud. Like, if you don't want to be around people like that, go to a library, don't go on the cruise.
Right?
Oh, also, how long did you guys have your chants for after getting off the boat? Like, we chanted for at least a week.
I was doing it at work, and people.
Yeah.
I don't usually have a voice when I get off the boat, so no chance out of me. Day 2, my voice is already gone. You got Randy Drake giving me throat lozenges on cruise 2 because I'm like, yo, Randy, what's up, man? And he just drops throat lozenges. And like, so throat lozenges, if you like to scream and chant on board, bring throat lozenges. Well, but yeah, I always end up with no voice. This is my real voice, but you won't see that on the cruise.
And be prepared to be swaying for at least 3 or 4 days after the boat.
Yes.
Sea legs.
Boat with sea legs, yep.
I'd never been on. That's the only cruise I've ever been on. So I'd never ever been on a cruise before that. And when I got off, I was like, what is this?
It's a good time. Because when I get off the boat, I actually come straight home and I go to work the very next day. So it's just like straight chaos in my head. I can't function. I'm walking all goofy. And I'm like, yeah, I just got off the boat. And I'm like still amped up. But I'm just like mentally, I'm just not there. So yeah, sea legs, maybe take an extra day off work. Don't be like
that's what I did.
Work.
That's what I did last time. But this time I've actually signed up for extra hours the day after. And I'm like,
oh no.
I'll be pouring pints like this.
Yeah, I kind of have my schedule where I took like 9 days off, I think, for travel and stuff. That way, if something happens and we're not back in time, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if my poor coworkers, not one of them watches wrestling and they hear about it all the time.
Same.
Yep. Same.
Like,
yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Like, I feel guilty sometimes, and then I remember, like, well, they don't have to talk to me. We're a crew of, like, 5 people. If you don't want to hear it, then that's fine. One of my friends, she's a seamstress, hairdresser. She crafts. So I'll go over gears with her, and, like, she's been helping me out because I'm trying to do the Chris Statlander leggings.
Okay.
Where cool. I can, like, I got neon vinyl, and I'm going to try to cricket it around my leg with leggings because I applaud her. I am not trying to wear my undies on that boat. Yeah, no. So I've got black leggings to put with it, but I don't know if it's going to work out. But if it does, that's cool. But I have a legit seamstress helping me with all of that. So I think it's kind of fun.
There's another thing, actually. Like, I think a lot of people, for me, I love, we call it fancy dress in the UK. You guys call it costume over here. But, like, I love dressing up in costume. I love it, like any excuse. But I know a lot of people are like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Marcel's like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, you are. But like, you don't have to. But honestly, like I would say more than half the boat was dressed up the time I was there. Like people really do get into it. And it's just fun. Like you don't have to take it too seriously or whatever. If you want to take it seriously, you can. Like, you know, I just think some people look at that and go, oh, theme night, I don't really want to do that. But do it, have a laugh, like let loose, make it show yourself.
Like, I don't want to, but every year I dress up.
I'm really nervous about it this year because I picked a kind of like way different costume, but I saw it on TikTok and I was like, that's Decades Night. So I'm very anxious to break out this little costume I decided to buy, but I tried it on. I'm comfortable in it. So that says a lot because like, that's my biggest thing is if you have the confidence to rock it, that's great. I don't. So I'm going to make sure I feel good about it. I don't necessarily have the confidence in it, but I'm going to feel good.
You do have the confidence because you have and we're going to give you the confidence.
That's it.
And who's going to see it? People I don't know. I mean, I know everybody, but I don't technically know you. You don't live near me. Even now, like nobody I know lives near me. I can go to Walmart. I mean, I wouldn't, but I could go to Walmart without a bra on. I don't even go to Walmart anymore. They're disgusting. That's a whole different podcast. I'm over Walmart right now. I will online shop from now on. Disgusting.
My God. No, but
Teryn, how are your Walmarts up in Canada? Are they like, because I know ours are not great down here.
They're not bad. I don't like Walmart in general. If I have to go there, I will. But like, they're not. There's not like the people of Walmart website kind of shit going on for sure. Like
It just got worse. It's not the people anymore.
Oh.
The stores. The stores are nasty.
No,
We had
ours are-
pineapple smushed into a whole aisle yesterday or the day before. We went to go shopping and a whole entire holiday aisle had like brown pineapple smushed into the floor. And then there was like dirt and grime everywhere. And I'm like, this is it, Target from now on.
Aldi for me. Aldi all the way.
Oh yeah, I don't get my food at Walmart.
Everything in America is so different from me. Like everything here is like clean. And my friend Meg, she comes on the cruise with me now. She can attest to this. As soon as I get to Philly, like when I'm in the States, I cannot get over how dirty all the streets are. Like it's just dirty. And I'm just like, what? Pay somebody to pick that up. Like, why is it so gross? I was in New York, Times Square. I found that very dirty because I'm used to very clean streets. So when I brought cheese, well, I didn't bring cheese up here. He was going to work for Dez up at TAW. So he flew into Edmonton. I drove down from where I live and I took cheese around our capital city in Alberta and stuff. And I was like, hey, cheese, look at our streets. Look at how clean they are. Like that was my big thing. I was like, look at how clean the streets are. So I don't know, like everything, restaurants, fast food, Walmart. We don't have Targets here anymore. Everything is so different when I go down there because I'm like, it's clean at home. What the hell is this? So I don't know.
So everybody stay clean on this boat. We don't want to deal with that shit.
No.
Washy.
Washy,
Yes.
happy, happy. Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a super huge tip. Deodorant. That is a generic
Yes.
wrestling fan thing. Please. Those hallways are small, they're moist, they're warm, and it just lingers. Like, Jen and Emily, for the pictures last year, I don't know if I was just like really hungover, but I'm in line waiting for the Jericho photo, and the smells in there were so bad. I was legitimately gagging, and I had to like walk out on the deck for a couple minutes just to kind of get some clean air in. It was so bad last year, and I don't know why. Like it just lingered.
We'll smell each other. We'll be like, all right, it's not you. Like, all right, it's not me.
I carry spray in my fanny pack, like little tiny body sprays. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm getting a little warm. Spritz. You know, it's just common decency.
Yeah. Agree. Ugh. The smells.
Well, the hallways were so brutal last year. Like that was the worst I've smelt them.
That's gross.
It was bad. Real bad.
It was really awful. Like, yeah, last year I think we had more wrestling fans than ragers, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I think we
I
definitely
100%.
dealt with that. Like and this year I think is going to be the same. We have a lot of new people coming, which is great. We want to share the fun. It's not that we don't. It's just that there's kind of like a etiquette to these cruises that I wish more people would follow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw Brian Cage and I immediately was asking for pictures. Like, yeah, we still mark out. We still get that way. But if it's not a good time for them, they will tell you no, and you need to be respectful of that. Like dancing without paint. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Respect works in every aspect of life. Like if you respect me, I'm going to respect you back, and it works on the cruise like tenfold. Like if you are respectful to them, they're going to be respectful back. It's the people who are outright rude and think they, are entitled.
There's only a handful of those people. I know I get really aggressive on talking about the cruise and like shitty people. It isn't everybody. It's a handful of people.
Yeah.
There's more good than bad for sure, but it's those handful of bad apples that get everybody riled up.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any makeup advice for the women coming on? Because all mine is like try to stick to 2 palettes of eyeshadow. Bring the biggest one you've got, and you're probably golden.
I mean,
I wear a lot of makeup.
I wear.
So do I normally, but like day one, I'll do myself up, and then day two, I'll be like, okay, well, I'll just do some mascara, and then by day four, like I'm not even wearing my eyebrows anymore. It's like, yo, let's go. So like every year, I'm like, okay, Jeanette, Meg, please make sure I put my eyebrows on because those are the funniest pictures. Because I'm just like,
It's all about that.
it's not good. So I just got to make sure I wear my eyebrows. Put your eyebrows on. That's my tip.
Advice by Teryn. Don't forget your eyebrows.
I think my tip from what I found last time, because I had all these expectations of, oh, I'll just do my makeup and I'll wear this t-shirt for this, and then I'll go back to the cabin and I'll take my makeup off and I'll redo it this color to go with this outfit and this and this. No, that's not going to happen. So I think if you're planning like on changing outfits and stuff like that, and you are going to like do like a certain look, then do a very neutral eye and stuff in the morning time or the daytime, and then just go back and go over it later on, which the Glam Squad actually do. They go over makeup. I did find that out when I did the Superfan video.
That's cool.
Yeah, they don't always have time to do a full face of makeup, so it just depends like what the talent is doing that day as to what they do, if they just go over the makeup that's already on or if they do a whole fresh face or whatever. So I would say my makeup tip would be that, like, go for a neutral in the daytime and get a good setting spray, and then literally just go over and change your eye color if you need to later on. So I am going to have to go back to paint my face though, because I'm going to do the Thunder Rosa. So
nice.
Yeah, I think my tip with the painting is that instead of like getting extra sleep in the morning, I'm waking up and I'm painting my face and holding it all day. I got a little bit of a chemical burn because I actually used lip gloss last year as my base. It was like green Halloween paint lip gloss.
Oh.
Yeah, make sure you're reading everything, put a primer on. But if you're going to paint yourself, it will last all day. I'll paint Cam up as Darby and have that lasting all day as well.
Yeah.
That way you're not having to miss anything, because this third cruise, I saw Chris Statlander and I had tried to do her indie and first little bit of AEW where she had like the streaks on her cheeks and the dots on her forehead. I had tried to do that and I could not master it. I was like, this looks like trash. I just gave up. So I did like kind of a cat eye, met her at the meet and greet, and she's like, I know I didn't get my picture with you yesterday. Paint yourself up again tonight and I'll find you.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, this is a joke, man. I can't find her anywhere. She got herself on somebody for Legends night. She's a fucking legend. I sat there like joking around like, oh, she knew what she was doing. Aww. And then I got my picture with Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy instead, but I had to miss Family Feud to go back and paint my face. So my biggest tip is like, do it at the earliest convenience. Don't try to skip a meal if you're drinking a bunch of alcohol. Like, get those carbs in you, get a piece of pizza beforehand, go back to your room, do your makeup and stuff. But I definitely don't suggest missing out on stuff just for your costumes. Fuck it, wear it all day.
Agree. I also think that works two different ways as well. I think there's people who don't, they just walk around the boat and they're just like, oh, this is going on here, I'll go watch this. And then Teryn. And then there's other people who are like, I have to see this, I have to see this, I have to see this. If you're one of them people, plan it and make sure you know exactly where you're going, because that boat is confusing. So, you know, especially with a few drinks, I couldn't work out the fish pattern on the floor. I could not. Time every time.
Well, Amy, we're back on the cruise 2 boat, so it's going to be the same fish pattern. So at least you know the cruise layout on that one, because each of them have been a little bit different. That's why I'm so stoked about being back on this one, because that was my favorite layout.
This is my third time on this boat because our Walking Dead cruise was the same one. And it's so pretty, and I get my elephant painting. There's like an upside down elephant in one of the stairwells. you will find me taking selfies there. It is the most beautiful painting I have ever seen. It might be a picture, I don't fucking know. But it is gorgeous and I love it. And it's my favorite painting. Last year I was devastated we didn't have it.
Oh.
Well, if any of you
But
see
yeah,
around like aimlessly, you know I'm looking for my room.
put up a door sign. That's a thing too, the door sign.
Door signs.
How do you not know where your room is? I was like, it all looks the same.
It does.
Are
It does.
you on, because you're on 11, right? That's what you
Yeah.
said, Amy?
Yeah.
Are you on front or back of the boat?
Do you know, I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't. It's
You'll have to side message me your room number and I'll tell you mine. If you need help getting back to your room, I have the easy way. Hopefully you're on my side, on my ass end of the boat.
As soon as we get off, I'm gonna look it up because, like, honestly, this year has just flown by, and all of a sudden we're going on the cruise, and I'm like, I need to start paying attention of like exactly where the room is, what number we're in, all of that. So I'll look it up and I'll send it to you because yeah, I'll definitely need somebody to help me.
Yeah.
I just bought sunscreen this morning. Like, I am not ready, but I'm so ready.
25 days out. That's it.
That's it.
Ugh,
Can't
it's
wait.
crunch time. I still have outfits coming in. Like, I
I
still have stuff
So do I.
coming in the mail.
So do I.
I haven't got mine. I'm betting on Amazon Prime for that.
Yeah.
I had to ship some
If
of
you
my-
have Shein, it will ship in time. If you buy, gosh, my stuff, I just bought it 2 days ago and it's coming in the 21st. So
Okay.
if you buy from Shein in the next like 5 days, I make no promises, but it should be there in time to your house.
Okay.
And Shein is dirt cheap. You can get a Jake Hager hat for like $2.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 2,000 weeks to get anything to Canada. So I actually have something shipped to North Carolina to be brought down for me so that I have it in time. That's normally what we
That's
have
hard.
to do.
Good idea.
Get my stuff shipped to New Jersey or North Carolina, and one of the girls bring it down for me.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's brutal.
I love that.
Like, literally, to get the Joey Janela and the Inner Circle jacket from Chalkline or Nerds, I think it was Nerds. I don't know. It was like 4 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm like, cool. For pro wrestling tees, 2 months.
That's
I mean,
see, I think they kind of do take too long. I love pro wrestling tees. It's all I wear outside of work. I don't wear anything but wrestling shirts. I'm a huge mark, I'll admit it. Like, I'll match my makeup to my shirt that day. Like, most of the time it's red. For some reason, they have a lot of red shirts. Well, black with red. We all know they only make black t-shirts.
I think the price they charge for shipping, like, it's a bit ridiculous that it takes so long. Like, because you can pay like next day delivery on things for $8.99. Like, so that's what I would like to see on there. But yeah, they take forever anyway, so I can only imagine how long it takes to get to you.
Yeah, it's brutal stuff.
So if you're going to a show, pro tip, buy it at the show.
Yeah. The only problem with that is like they don't have the shirts. They only have the unisex ones, like, and I prefer like the fitted ones, but like, but yeah, if you want to,
See, I don't like the fitted. They ride up.
yeah. I was looking online before and I was like, will this be here in time for the cruise if I get this? But I got some new ones for Christmas anyway, so I'll just probably.
Awesome.
Serious question though. Do we think Daddy Ass is going to be on the boat with the gun, the Ass Boys, and the Acclaimed? It's kind of like a surefire Billy should be there, right?
Right.
100%
Yeah.
think so.
I have I'm going to be Wade Barrett, guys. I got some bad news. So we went to FWE a couple weeks ago, and we met Billy Gunn, and Cam got to scissor him. He was so excited.
Don't do this to me right now.
He told us, although his sons are on, he's not coming. He has prior commitments. I want to say he's in Ohio with Moxley. I don't remember where he's going, but he has a show. And that's the other thing, too, is like, we've heard from other talents, like they aren't sure if they were going to go. And I hope that hasn't changed, because to my knowledge, no one's canceled. They just haven't announced everyone.
You think they're not done announcing people?
No,
I heard they're not done.
The last thing that they posted, they said more to come soon.
Soon is like 3 weeks.
Well,
yeah. I mean, how do they get all their shit together to go?
Yeah.
They must know who's coming.
Well, Cruise 2, look at the last ending. Janela got added on very last minute. A lot of them got last minute added.
Yeah. A lot of them were told like literally days before, weren't they?
Yeah, like I knew Sunny wasn't going to be on. I've known that for a while because I texted her and I asked her. I was like, "Hey, oh my God, are you going to be there?" But no, it's like she took. Apparently, from what I know, Tony actually had a helping hand picking the talent, not just Chris. From what I know, but I mean that's hearsay, so I don't know. Hearsay.
I think that this year we have a lot of really cool talent coming on, and I hope that we get the smaller people a little more well known. I was hoping Ashley DeBossi.
Dan Boys?
Yeah, I was hoping
she was awesome.
She was so talented. I was hoping to see her more. And Abaddon, I don't think we've really seen her since a year ago, and that's just disappointing because Abaddon is so cool. Her whole gimmick, everything about her, she sticks to that. Like, she was having people run out of the elevator. It was hilarious.
We did bump into her. It was Uno and her. And Uno wasn't wearing his mask, so I knew it was him because the night before the cruise, a bunch of people came over to party with us at our muster mansion that we have. So I knew who Uno was, right? Like, oh, hey, what's up, Canada? But he was with Abaddon, and Dez is like the biggest Abaddon fan ever. And it took everything to keep him controlled and not ask for a picture because she wasn't in makeup and she's very shy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Dez was struggling real hard.
She's beautiful.
Like, she is.
Beautiful.
I just had
I'm kind of hoping Soraya gets announced. But nice. If you guys know me, I'm not ready to meet her, but like if she was there, that'd be really cool with Ronnie because he's a musician. So that would be cool to have him on the boat.
Soraya is so nice. You would.
I'm going to cry. I'm not ready. I'm just going to bawl my eyes out.
You would be because she's so nice. Like you would be.
I cried when I met Leva at GalaxyCon. I couldn't stop tearing up. I was so excited to meet her and like talk with her about wrestling and heels and thank her because a lot of people don't know is that heels started the week I got fired. Our first Zoom call happened the night that I was fired from my job during the pandemic. And like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. I had a job within a week, but that didn't mean anything. Like I lost all my friends. I was friends with all my coworkers and it's a pandemic. You can't hang out with people. Yeah. So I lost a lot and I gained a lot through having heels and Amy, seeing you, it's like a familiar face. And it was so exciting. Like every time I would see events in Jacksonville, seeing you and seeing Kate and seeing all these other people that were on heels. Annie, I'd see Annie's Darby paint and I would mark out. Like I said with Jen, seeing you, like I think I mark out more for seeing the fans than I do seeing the wrestlers sometimes.
Yeah. And that's what's nice about like this community, and like I was looking for my friend the other night on what was on Rampage, and I was like, "There's Justine." Like, it is. You just I think it's just changed the way you watch wrestling as a whole when you make friends with the community and like you really kind of, you know, are there for each other and everything. No, it's
like
great.
When we got off the second cruise and they were in okay, I don't remember the town, state, whatever, but Scooby and Jesus were there. Tell me you guys didn't pop for them. Like
yeah.
And I think I respect the business more after being on the cruise because you kind of can tell who's actually nice. And I never thought of that prior to wrestling. Like I didn't think about, oh, well, you know, they're so talented. They must be a good person. Like,
yeah,
no, I don't care if you're into drugs and alcohol. Like that's fine. As long as you're a good person,
Yeah.
That's what really matters at the end of the day. We met one bad person on the second cruise, and I don't care when my child and I are asking you, oh, how are you enjoying this cruise? Be fake. He's 6. Now he's 9. It's a little different. He's a little older. He can understand you're upset about something. But don't just say like, I'm not really happy to be here or whatever. Like, we're all having the time of our life. Why aren't you?
That's sad, because I think I had nothing but like positive, interactions with people on there with talent and that. And they were like, some of them were just so brief. Like, who was I chatting to? Penelope at the bar, and I was like, oh, she just happened to be sitting next to me, and I was like, oh my god, the match was fantastic. It's the intergender match, and I
loved that. That's my favorite match she's had.
Same. And I was like, we really enjoyed it. And she's like, oh, thanks. We really need to like get people behind it. So Tony will let us do it on the shows and things like that. And then that's actually where my karaoke thing came from. I was like, people were singing karaoke. And I'm like, do karaoke? She's like, sing Priscilla will do it with you. I was like, really? She's like, go and ask her. So that's when I was like, hey, Priscilla, Penelope said you'll do karaoke with me. She's like, sure. So like silly interactions like that, just, they're really cool. They're not an interaction you're going to get anywhere else. You're not, what are the odds you're going to be in a bar or something and you're going to talking to someone like that and then start doing karaoke. So they are special little interactions. But I only had like positive ones. Even with
I don't think I've had any negative.
No.
I mean, no, nothing directed at me. I've seen some be kind of standoffish at fans, but that's obviously because they're rushing them. But
yeah,
mine's all been pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, like, they're all humans. I know some people were having like anxiety attacks last year, and I'm not going to name it because I think it's incredibly unfortunate. They got kind of slandered a little bit. If you guys don't know, I'll tell you off air. But I think we need to remember that we all suffer from mental illnesses, and it's a real thing. And if someone's overwhelmed, they kind of will say something stupid sometimes. And
yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but I have incredible social anxiety. So that first drink in me is everything. And a lot of the talent does not drink. So they're getting bombarded by all these people that are like, oh my God, you're my favorite. Like, we get it. Everyone's my favorite. I'm pumped to meet Luigi. Who else can say that? Probably no one. Like, I want to spin a pizza with Luigi.
I mean, that's the thing. We all say stupid things at some point in our lives, one time or another. Like, they're only human at the end of the day. So things are going to happen. It really depends if, like, actions are warranted or whatever. But just, like, from what I was saying before, just be cool with them. Like, I got a selfie with Mox. And this is literally how my conversation went. I was stood next to him at the bar. And I was like, hey, Mox. He's like, hey. I'm like, you're doing karaoke tonight? Because he'd done karaoke the night before. And he's like, oh, I've already sang. I'm like, I missed it. He's like, yeah, sorry. I went, oh, bummer. Can we get a selfie then to make up for it? He's like, sure. Took a selfie, got our drinks, and walked on. And that's it. Like, you don't need to go up to people and be like, hi, can I have a selfie? Can I have a selfie? Like that, chat to them like a human. Like, make them feel like, hanging out on the cruise with everybody tuning. You know what I mean? Like, be cool about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When they want to do something, let them just do it. For example, I'm not going to name who it was, but they wanted to smoke some weed with some people I was hanging out with. So they're coming up and going to do that, right? Well, a bunch of people bombarded this person and cornered them into a spot. So then my friends, I don't smoke, like I smoke cigarettes, not weed. So like, Teryn, go get so-and-so. So I had to kind of like jump into this circle of caged people surrounding this person. I'm like, hey, you want to get stoned? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, come with me. And then I got yelled at by the fans. I was like, I'm literally just the messenger person, okay? But like, if they want to go smoke weed with some other fans, let them go. Like, just don't corner them. Let them do their thing. Jeez.
Yeah.
Because again, they are on a vacation at the end of the day. They don't get this. Like, they're working every night, but at the same time, like, they don't really get this much time off. In AEW, they get more than WWE. Another reason I will praise AEW to the moon.
Yeah, after they're done with their obligations for that night, they are technically on a holiday too. Like, yeah, it's if you're cool and you just, you know, chill and relax, like, you're gonna have great interactions with people. So unless they're a grump.
Well, before we sign off on this, we went like an hour longer than I expected. I'm so sorry to take up your guys' day.
That's okay. This is fun.
Yeah.
I got a little time left in me. I'm not saying that to be I have work.
No, yeah, I was like so excited last night when I got into work. I was like, oh, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to power through it. I'll get an energy drink. Like, I cannot wait to talk to these guys. Like, this is exciting. And then I passed out after playing a little bit of Mario Party and like falling asleep with the controller in my hand. It's like, no, I couldn't stay awake. But I was up from 6 or 7 a.m. yesterday until about 9 this morning.
Oh, wow.
So I'm ready for that cruise, guys. I am.
Teryn,
me and you. I will leave Cam with Josh.
I love it.
Yes. Like, I will leave them together to sleep, and I will come hang out with you, and I will tear it up because I work overnights now, and I don't know. I can sleep at night. I love sleeping, but I'm ready to party this year. I'm ready to kind of have family time, but also be my mom. And I don't know what more I'm excited for is to like kind of go off on my own, or is it to be the mom and have the experiences with my son again? Like, I'm so excited for both of these because my favorite pictures of my son and I are these cruises and his first concert.
Aww.
How many people can say they took their 6-year-old to his favorite concert? Like, his favorite band was playing.
Yeah.
Was it Fozzy?
We went to yes, Fozzy was his favorite band at the time.
Awesome.
Actually, you know who had their first concert ever on the Jericho cruise? Cheeseburger. His first ever concert was Fozzy on the Jericho cruise.
That's a hell of a show.
Yeah.
I still make fun of him every day about that.
I was 25 at my first concert, so he got like a 20-year leg up on me. My son did.
Oh,
I was 9. It was the Dixie Chicks. When America ousted them, they still got to play in Canada, and we were loving it. We talked shit about the States, too, at the show. I was just like 9 years old, and I'm like, yay!
That's awesome. They changed their name now, didn't they?
They did. They're the Chicks now.
The Chicks. Not as cool.
Well, Lady Antebellum, they're Lady A now.
yeah.
Oh. I didn't realize. I thought it was a different band. And I listen to country music. That's sad. I've only been, aside from the boat, I've only been to country concerts. So I don't have a real perspective of what like a rock show would be. Because I just imagine it's these kick-ass shows.
Yeah.
I think our cruises, the concerts on the cruise are the funnest thing.
Yeah. I honestly, I could not have told you one of Fozzy's songs before the cruise. And then we went to every single set. And then now I've been to Fozzy concerts since coming off the cruise because I enjoyed it so much. So like, again, go with an open mind. Like, oh, I don't like rock music. I probably won't like this. No, go and watch because you might think, oh, actually, I do like this. I do enjoy this. So, yeah.
I'm here for all the Fozzy. I'm like the biggest Fozzy fan ever. Want to hear a fun fact? I'm the only person in this world with Fozzy sheet music tattooed on them.
No.
The only one. And they don't play up in northern Canada, right? So, like, I fly out to Seattle to see them. I'm like, yeah, Fozzy, let's go. And every time Billy's like, are you a little far from home? I'm like, well, play in Alberta and we'll talk then. Yeah, I'm like,
that's so cool.
I love that. Oh.
They became my favorite band. No one knows who they are that I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite band. But that cruise brought so much good into my life. Like it brought everything. Like I wasn't myself really until these cruises. So to kind of have a weight of my world playing, to feel it, like you feel that lyric, like you feel everything, nowhere to run. You just feel their music. And it's when you listen to their songs after the boat, I feel like you're there again.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Fozzy all night last night at work, and I was the most productive I have ever been. I stocked those shelves so quick. Didn't know who I was.
About favorite memories, and I'll just say this really quick. Like one of my favorite memories from the boat was the sailing away, being stood on the top deck with the sun setting in the background, and Fozzy playing, and everybody just having an amazing time already.
Yep.
We just set sail. Like that is one of my top memories from the cruise.
It's funny that you say that, because I had that exact same thought yesterday when I was at work and I was playing Fozzy, and I was daydreaming about the sail away shot with the horn blowing and us just setting sail to wherever we were going. Awesome.
Is there a song you guys are most looking forward to?
A what?
The song? I always look forward to She's My Addiction. And for every year, I am like, yeah, let's play that. I will tweet them. Desi will message Chris and Rich, and we're like, yeah, let's do this. No, they're not. I know for a fact She's My Addiction will not be played on this cruise. And it really pisses me off. But
why?
It's an old song. They won't play it. I've been trying since 2013 to hear it again live, and they won't fucking play it.
Boo.
That's the shit that's tattooed on me, is that goddamn song too.
Oh, mine's always Judas. I love Judas.
Yeah.
But I also like Drinking with Jesus.
Yeah, Drinking with Jesus. I like Enemy also.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I gotta rock with Desi on To Kill a Stranger. Like I don't know if you guys have. Well, Jen, you've been on all of them.
Yeah.
So when Chris goes to play To Kill a Stranger, if Dez is right there in the front of the stage, he'll go, Dez knows, and he gets Dez to scream To Kill a Stranger on the mic.
Playing To Kill a Stranger.
And Dez always goes To Kill a fucking stranger. Like that's just so I love that song too.
That's awesome.
As far as like the new ones go, I Still Burn hits so good. I Still Burn. Jericho's voice, like it's just like so. It's not smooth. It's smooth to me. The way that he hit stuff when he was on The Masked Singer, everyone knew it was him.
Oh yeah.
Like his voice is so perfect with him. I just love his voice. He's my favorite wrestler. He's my favorite musician. He's everything. Podcaster. Everything Jericho does. Like I love it. I think he's the coolest person.
He really is.
Yeah.
And he's such a good like human. He's a good father. He donates to people. Like it could all be a show. Fuck Cody Rhodes. But I really gotta stop shitting on him. But I feel like Jericho is just a genuine good person, like a human. And I think that's the best thing about it is, Teryn, you did the meet and greet with me. Well, there was like 20 of us in there, 40 of us. But he talked about how he makes time for his family, and how hard is that to do with this job?
Yeah.
Well, right, and that's actually the cool thing about the cruise is like I've known Chris for a while, just based through Fozzy and stuff like that. And the cruise that actually introduced me to a lot of people in Alberta, like some of his cousins and stuff, which I went to the Motley Crue show with one of his cousins. In July, I went down to Calgary to spend some time with Tyler, which is one of Chris's buddies. And then who shows up for a backyard barbecue party? Old Dave Spivak. Then I ended up crashing Dave's date, which was hilarious to me. Chris sees the photos, texts one of the boys and goes, "Are you guys having a party?" Like it was just literally cruiser twos, like just raging. And Chris like, "You guys having a party?" Like it opens up like such friendships, which I never thought I'd be like, "Yo, what's up, Tyler? What's up, Dave? You guys want to have some beers in the backyard?" But here we are, you know, just Teryn and Dez. That was a story on its own. Now Chris said we're the official party podcast of the Jericho Cruise. So, I mean, that's cool. right? Like
That's really
it's
cool.
just like a lot of stuff. But I'm just like, yo, what's up? We might film, we might not. I don't know what we're doing. See if I stay sober enough to remember to do it.
Lighting is
Jen,
terrible.
did you know Erica before cruising?
No, so actually kind of, because I met her at the first Double or Nothing, in Vegas, and she was trying to host a party, like a gathering. Actually, no, it was after the first cruise because she was trying to get cruisers together, and it was at the Hard Rock restaurant, not the casino in Vegas. And Danny and I were the only ones that showed up. So when she saw us walking in, I was wearing my Jericho Cruiser shirt. She's like, "Hey, cruisers, how are you guys?" And then we just became fast friends after that. So actually, everybody that I've met that I became friends with wasn't really through the cruise. It was like other things, like Double or Nothing or Full Gear or all these other AEW events that, they had meetups for. And I would just introduce myself to people and we'd all click basically because we have the same interests, wrestling. And Erica and I became really close friends. We talk almost every day. I'm actually better friends with a lot of people through this as opposed to friends that I've met over the last, 40 years, It's just
100%.
so weird.
It's literally friendships that will last a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
After moving, I don't have like a whole lot of people I talk to on the daily anymore, which is my own fault. I could text them. I get lost in what I'm doing and I forget to do things.
Yeah.
Right.
But I had my best friend was from Florida and it was the weirdest thing to me. It was like, oh yeah, I can't ever see you, but I talk to you every day. Like me and her used to talk every single day about everything. I'd talk to her about work stuff. Like she became my best friend and it was perfect.
No, you do make pretty special friendships on it. Like I remember being stood in the checking in line and I had the ears on and this girl come up to me and she's like, "Those ears are really rad. I love this and I love wrestling." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then like later that night, I think it was actually like during the sailing away, she comes over, she's like, "Hi, it's me again. Can I have a picture with you? I just got to show my friend these ears." I'm like, "Yeah." So like we took a picture, we swapped details, kept seeing her on the cruise. Now we're best friends. It's Val Capone. Like we talk every single day. She's one of my best friends in the world. Like it's just funny how something so little as those ears are really cool can lead to such a friendship. Like it's only on things like, the cruise. You wouldn't necessarily, that wouldn't happen if you were out just somewhere random in public and somebody said that to you, they'd walk off. You know what I mean? But then after like 3 days of seeing each other around a boat, you realize you've got the same interests, all of that. You get on really well. And then this special friendship is created. So yeah, it is a special thing, the cruise. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to making more friendships.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing all my friends.
All right. So you guys are talking about the sail away and the sunset. This year, if you're on the top, go to the bar up the top. You'll have all the little DC fuckers running wild. We'll do it together.
Okay.
I like it.
It's always that's easiest. I'm easy to find all the time. There's like 3 places. There, the casino, or at the atrium, or smoking outside the atrium. But just pretty much hang out. So easy to find.
All right. Well, if you guys want to just send me your socials and then I can post them in the chats as like in the comments and stuff like that. Again, we only want love in our socials. You don't need to DM us hate.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty awesome people. Clearly, you guys have heard our stories. Like, we're here for the wrestling. We're here for the fun. We don't need negativity. We are only going to bring positivity onto this boat.
Yeah,
absolutely. Girls supporting girls.
Woo!
Hey.
And if you're a guy and you want to hang out and you're not creepy, hang out. Just don't be creepy.
Free.
Yeah, just don't be a weirdo. Like, not hack weirdos. We're all like creepy weird. You're like, nah.
Oh, I was trying to think of a term that Amy would get. I can't think of what it's called right now. Damn. A bellend. If you're a bellend, we don't want it.
Yeah, we don't like bellends. No, we don't.
I was going to say a wanker.
A wanker, yeah.
Don't like them either.
No wankers allowed.
None of it.
That should be on the side.
All right, I'm gonna sign this off.
Okay.
No wankers.
No wankers allowed.
I love it. Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
attempt Mongo's thing, guys. We're gonna set sail, tell some tales, and always keep the kayfabe.
Love it.